Alright, so in this video today, I'm going to create a project in Selenium and C# that is going to look at a web page and tell me how many elements there are of a certain type. In this particular instance, I'm going to write a little script that will tell me how many projects are listed on my portfolio on ArtStation. So let's begin here on Visual Studio. I'm going to open up a new project. It's going to be a console app, that's fine. Let's name it Portfolio Checker. For now, that's fine. Okay. Open this up. Okay. We don't really need collections. We will need link queue. We are not going to need text. We're not going to need threading tasks. We're going to use threading. We're going to actually need to get a copy of Selenium. So we're going to manage NuGet packages. Go to Browse. Look for Selenium. Alright. This is the one I always use. Version 79. Okay. We're not going to need the support classes either. We should just need the actual Chrome driver itself. Okay. So let's do using OpenQA, I believe it is. Oh, no. We need to grab the WebDriver, wherever it is. There it is. Okay. Now, using OpenQA, .selenium, and using OpenQA .selenium .chrome, because we're using the Chrome driver, because we all love Chrome, don't we? Alright. Now, we could rename this class and this method, but why? So, we're going to start with a variable. Let's call it driver. Okay, and this is going to give us a new instance of the Chrome driver. Okay. Now we should be able to interact with the Chrome driver by telling it to do something. So let's go driver.navigate. Let's go to URL. And let's put in a web address. I'm going to use the web address for my portfolio, which is hosted on ArtStation. Copy and paste that. Okay. And then just in case, you have a slower connection or there's something up with the website, it's not exactly best practice to use threading to halt an application, but for something as simple as this, it's absolutely fine. I wouldn't use it in something time sensitive, probably, but there are better ways to wait for a web page to load. But for this particular situation, it's perfectly fine. Okay, so we're going to do thread sleep for 2 seconds. So then we need to get the particular element on the page we're looking for. So as this is, it should run and it should open up the web page. Okay. Should open up. There it is. My portfolio. All of my game design stuff is in here. What we're looking for is all of these elements, all these projects. They're each just kind of like folders that just store the actual projects themselves. So if I use the inspector, I can go and find the square grid, which is what we're looking for, and we're looking for each one of these little items. If we can get a hold of each one of these items, we can count how many there are. So let's find some similarities. They should all be the same. Album grid item, that's what we're looking for right there. That's the class name. So let's copy that. Okay. We're going to need to give the variable that we're going to count a name. So let's just call it projects. We're going to do driver.find elements. We're going to do by class name. Let's put in the class name. It's very important we use find element, not find element. It's very important we use find elements, not find element, because that little s is very important. It's the difference between finding a single item and multiple items. You can't count a single item. It doesn't really work that way. Using find elements is useful because you could even do something like look for 0 elements on a page to tell whether or not something is loaded. In a particularly sticky environment, I had to do something similar to that one time. Very hacky, but it works because it won't error out if it can't find the item. It'll just return 0. Not exactly what we're doing here. We're just trying to find the number of items. So now let's do console.writeLine. And we're going to do projects.count to give us the number of items. And this should print out to the console. And now if we run this, it should give us a number. Let's pull this down here, move this over here so we can see it. Okay. And it tells us that there is 105 elements on this page, which is correct. And if you'd like to count, there's 7 across here, and there's 15 rows. 7 times 15, 105. So that works. We can make it a little prettier, sure, by saying something like, let's put in number projects found. Okay. And then we can do plus, and then put our variable in, which in this case is that. We'll put a colon in here and a space to make it look good. Alright, so now if we run this again, let's even give ourselves some space. Console.writeLine. And if we just do an open clothes, we'll get just a space, which is good for readability. So we open this, pull this down, pull this over, pull this up. Okay. Number of projects found for Robert Aldridge, 105. That works. Using something like this, you could get the number of elements on a page. You could get a particular element. You could cycle through each element using a loop and do something to it. So if these were, let's say, checkboxes, you could cycle through and check each one of those checkboxes. Hopefully this was informative. Thanks.